I am a writer of fiction, novels, and things. And recently I discovered your books and have been immensely struck by what you say. I see how all my life I have taken myself for somebody and have let this somebody dictate my life. The problem I have now concerns my writing. As you know, novels are created through the interplay of characters and the thought and action of these characters. I indulge in a terrific amount of imagination and daydreaming and wandering through the corridors of the mind. I live 1,000 situations through my characters. Fiction writing involves mental jugglery, an expression you used in your book, Who Am I? I love language and shaping it gives me pleasure. But language is thought, and thought comes from ego. It seems then that by writing I am reinforcing the ego and the ego of the reader, even if a novel can uncover the way we live in self-deceit in our lives and social structures. But maybe so many hours spent in illusion will further increase the illusion. I know that a good novel can point to the hollowness of what we habitually call fulfillment. It can show how beauty is lost. But all fiction writing involves states, plays with its own states. The question is whether it is possible for fiction writing to be open to a global insight and to communicate it. It seems that there must be a way to make the fiction writing and spiritual inquiry compatible. Writing, like music or any of the arts, is a way to encounter the reader. It is where author and reader meet. The work is not created by the writer. It is only created the moment the reader participates in it. In other words, when you write, it is not a piece of ego expression, but an offering for the reader, an offer to share in the creative process. The reader encounters his own creativity and feels stimulated and delightfully surprised by this encounter. In creative writing, the reader is compelled to complete the image, to complete what you, the author, have ignored. What you do not say is vital to creative participation. Like any relation, when you are free from being the author, you naturally do not say too much. When you have no bone to grind, there is a spontaneous economy of language. The only thing that hinders really creative writing is memory. I don't mean functional memory, but psychological memory. Psychological memory and the writer are one and the same. So in writing, the writer must be forgotten. When you are free from the person, you are free from personal memory, and then you are open to universal memory. And you will be surprised in which directions you are pushed. Your hand will not be able to keep up with it. When you are free from being a writer, an author, an intelligent, creative person, you will create drama in which the me's come and go from moment to moment. In the end, all these me's will become free from the I. In other words, when you know your own freedom and you have a talent for writing, you will be able to write showing how the me's function and how one can live free from the I. But it is important that reason, memory do not interfere, that you go with the flow. You have said that a subtle, expanded body is more receptive to global insight, and that the insight can be more readily established when the body is receptive. I know the exercises you teach help relax and decondition the body, and I wondered what else we can do on the physical level to maintain the sattvic state. Our body-mind is composed of the 5 elements, so that the air we breathe and how we breathe it, the water we drink and how we drink it, the food we absorb and how we absorb it, and so on, all maintain our body. We must become aware of how all the elements act on us. The assimilation of food should bring us to a lightness rather than to heaviness. Very often what is called food is not food at all. Real food has not gone through any transformation. It is eaten as it comes from the ground. Any product which has been chemically altered is not food. This includes sugar and coffee and tea and meat and alcohol and other invented foodstuffs. The incorrect combination of food requires a tremendous supplement of energy to be digested. This energy is taken away from other sources of energy in our body. We may feel mentally or physically lethargic or overexcited, depressed or nervous. We may laugh, talk, or act impulsively. There may be physical discomfort. One cannot feel or be aware of the subtler energies involved in spiritual inquiry when the body is polluted by wrong absorption. When we live with right eating, we become sattvic, light, receptive, in complete availability. A serious truth seeker must be open at all times and on all levels. Is this because one never knows when the moment of grace will come? Yes, you must keep your temple of the Lord in availability.